Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So today we are going to continue with chapter 10 on enhancing decision making. What does it mean by decision making? So it is a process of reaching the conclusion based on a set of consideration. So whatever decision that you make, it can bring a huge impact to the organization, business performance, and also the direction and value of that business. This chapter focuses on the information systems that support decision-making in a firm and discusses the value of improved decision-making in the firm. The learning objectives are what are the different types of decisions and how does the decision-making process work. We are going to look whether some types of decisions are less valuable than others or not. We are also going to look on how do information systems support the activities of managers and management decision-making, how do business intelligence and business analytics support decision-making, and also how do different decision-making constituencies in an organization use business intelligence, and what is the role of information systems in helping people working in a group to make decisions more efficiently. What are the different types of decisions and how does the decision-making process work? So this slide discusses the importance of improved decision-making and describes the three types of decisions that are made in an organization. By having an improved decision-making, it can improve hundreds of thousands of small decisions which adds up to a large annual value for the business. This means that no matter how small a decision made hundreds of times in a year can be just as valuable as a single decision made once a year. For example, the decision to schedule a production to fill orders made 150 times a year with a value of 10,000. If this decision is improved, it can mean an annual value of 1.5 million. This means that small decisions are as important as big decisions made. So, no matter whether the decision is small or big, it needs to be improved. The different levels in an organization tend to make different types of decisions and require different types of support to make these decisions. There are three types of decisions. At the top level, unstructured decision, lower level, structured decision, and the middle level, which is semi-structured decision. So, what are the differences in these different types and different levels? So, unstructured, decision maker must provide judgment, evaluation, and insight to solve the problem. This is typically made by the top levels of the organization management, so the decisions typically are novel, important, and non-routine. In structured decision-making, it is repetitive and routine. It involves definite procedure for handling, so they do not have to be treated each time as new. So, this is being handled by the lower level in the organization. This is based on definite procedure that have been set up by the top management. In semi-structured, only part of the problem has clear-cut answer provided by accepted procedure. This is being handled by the middle group of the management. They have to formulate their own solution to solve the other part of the problem. So in semi-structured, it is structured and unstructured decisions. Senior managers, which are at the top level, they make many unstructured decisions. Middle managers, which are at the middle level, they make more structured decisions, but this may include unstructured components. They have to deal with semi-structured decisions, which contain a portion that is unstructured and a portion that is structured. Operational managers and rank and file employees, which are at the lower level, they make more structured decisions. They have to deal with the definite procedure that have been set up by the top management. Information requirements of key decision-making groups in a firm. Senior managers, middle managers, operational managers, and employees have different types of decisions and information requirements. This figure provides an illustration of how the nature of decision-making changes as you move up and down the corporate hierarchy. There are of course exceptions. Some senior managers like to take a hands-on approach to daily operations. This pyramid diagram depicts levels of decisions. At the bottom of the pyramid is operational management, the individual employees and teams who make decisions with structured characteristics. For example, the decisions that have to be made at that level would include to determine the overtime eligibility, restocking inventory, offering credit to customers, and determining special offers to customers. In the middle of the pyramid is middle management, who make decisions with semi-structured characteristics. For example, it includes designing a marketing plan, developing a departmental budget, and designing a new corporate website. At the top of the pyramid is senior management, who make decisions with unstructured characteristics. Examples include deciding entrance or exit from markets, approving capital budget, and deciding long-term goals. Examples of senior management or top level or executive, they can be the board of directors, president, CEO, and also the vice president. Middle management or middle level, they can be the general managers, branch managers, and department managers, while the operational management or the lower level, they can be the supervisors and section leaders. To summarize on the different characteristics of decision making, unstructured is about novel, important, and non-routine. Semi-structured is where only part of the problem has a clear-cut answer, so that means that semi-structured is the combination of unstructured and structured, while structured decision is the repetitive and routine procedures. The decision-making process. This slide describes the process of decision-making as a series of 4 stages. It is important to note that if an implemented solution doesn't work, the decider can return to an earlier stage in the process and repeat as needed. 4 stages of it are the intelligence, design, choice, and implementation. In intelligence, it is discovering, identifying, and understanding the problems occurring in the organization. In design, identifying and exploring solutions to the problem. In choice, choosing among solution alternatives. And implementation, making the chosen alternative work and continuing to monitor how well the solution is working. This figure illustrates the 4 stages of decision-making introduced in the previous slide. It shows that the steps can be repeated as needed depending on the outcome at each stage. So at stage 1, which is intelligence, problem discovery, what is the problem? And then in stage 2, which is the design, it is the solution discovery, what are the possible solutions? The third one is choice, choosing the solutions, what is the best solution? And implementation, which is the solution testing, is the solution working? And can we make it work better? The stages and processes can be repeated as needed at any stage in all of these phases. That's why the arrows are showing going back to the previous stage. For example, say that we have this problem. So in the intelligence stage, the problem that we discover is, what college should I apply to? We have a lot of universities and different types of courses to do. So that is one of the problem. Now that we know our problem, so now we want to design for the solution discovery. What are the possible solutions? So we might list out some universities and from those universities all the courses that they have. Going on to the next stage, which is the choice, choosing the solutions, what is the best solution. So from all those universities and also the courses, which one should we choose? Say that you have chosen UUM and the course you want to do is in marketing. Now we would implement it, which is where we would test the solution or whatever that we have selected and decided on. We could test the solution whether it's working or not by maybe talking to other students or other people who have done marketing in UUM. And then based on their input, maybe that is the best choice, or maybe we have to go back to the previous stage, which is choice, and consider other universities or different types of courses to do. This can be repeated until the best decision can be made. Through the stages in decision making, it gives us an idea and also make us think in detail about the problems, the solutions that are possible, and the choices that we have before we finalize our decision. As we have think this through, we have several solutions that we can choose from. So if something goes wrong, then we have other alternatives to consider. This slide discusses the idea that although information systems can assist in making decisions by providing information and tools for analysis, they cannot always improve on decisions being made. Information systems can only assist in some of the roles played by the managers. Let's take a step back and try to understand what does it mean by information systems. Information systems consist of the components, which are the computers, hardware, software, and in telecommunications, the databases and data warehouses. It also includes the human resources and also the procedures. How can information systems be used in businesses? What does it mean by business information systems? Business information system is interrelated procedures using IT infrastructure in a business enterprise to generate and disseminate desired information, which can be through communication, record keeping, data analysis, and also any decision-making processes. The classical model of management sees 5 functional roles of managers. These are in terms of planning, organizing, coordinating, deciding, and also controlling. However, real-life observation of managers see far more complexity in managerial activities than these 5 functions. Actual behavior of managers appears to be less systematic, more informal, less reflective, more reactive, and less well-organized than in classical model. The managerial activities are different than in the classical description. Managers perform a great deal of work at an unrelenting pace. Managerial activities are fragmented and last for less than 9 minutes. And also, managers prefer current, specific, and ad hoc information. Most managers would prefer oral forms of communication, and managers also give high priority to maintaining a complex web of contacts as an informal information system. In summary, the theory is on the classical model of management, which are the 5 functions, but in real life it is more complex than that. This slide expands on the behavioral model of managers and describes Mintzberg's behavioral model of managers, which defines 10 managerial roles that fall into 3 categories. These categories are interpersonal roles, informational roles, and decisional roles. These managerial roles are for all managerial levels, so it covers the 3 main categories as well, which are the top, middle, and lower levels. Interpersonal roles, which can be on leadership. This is on the people and organization. So for figurehead, it can be the top managers. So it will be the public face of the management team. It also represents the business in legal, economic, and also social forums. Second managerial role is as the leader, which can be the middle managers. And in liaison, it focuses more on the interpersonal skills. It should have a close working relationship with the employees and are able to encourage to innovate and improve the creativity of the employees. The second category of the manager roles would be the informational roles. So it can be the nerve center, disseminator, and also spokesperson. As the nerve center, it involves receiving and sending the information. As the disseminator, middle managers must skillfully determine what information from top management should be shared with others and how it should be interpreted and presented. At the top level, it is the voice of the organization. They have to be aware that even personal opinions will reflect on the business. The third category is decisional roles, which involve in decision making. They would be the entrepreneur, disturbance handler, resource allocator, and also negotiator. As an entrepreneur, they need to identify the economic opportunities and lead the initiative for any change or make new product decisions. As the disturbance handler, which is usually the top and middle managers, any unexpected events, they should know what kind of actions should be taken to resolve the problems. Negotiator, they can be the top and middle managers, for example, negotiating the salary or the hiring decisions. For top level, they might negotiate on something that could affect the entire organization. So, these are the main three types. However, no manager stays in any one role all the time, but shift back and forth. For example, in the leadership or interpersonal, in informational, and also in decisional or decision making. Even in decision making situations that can be helped in information systems, the information system may fail in helping to solve the problem or lead to a better decision. This slide describes the three main reasons why investments in information systems do not always produce positive results. The three reasons are in terms of the information quality, management filters, and also organizational inertia and politics. In information quality, high-quality decisions require high-quality information. There are 7 quality dimensions, which are the accuracy, integrity, consistency, completeness, validity, timeliness, and also accessibility. In management filters, managers have selective attention and have variety of biases that reject information that does not conform to prior conceptions. In organization inertia and politics, strong forces within the organizations resist making decisions calling for major change. For example, they might refuse to adapt to new technological change which can restrain the organization in implementing information system. High-velocity automated decision-making. This slide looks at the growth of systems for executing high-velocity decision-making, such as in financial trading programs. It is made possible through computer algorithms precisely defining steps for a highly structured decision. In this case, humans are taken out of the decision. The example given here is high-speed computer trading programs. Trades can be executed in 30 milliseconds. High-velocity automated decision-making, it requires safeguards to ensure that proper operation and regulations are in order. Another example of high-velocity automated decision-making would be Google's search engine. In Google's search engine, humans are being taken out of the decision-making process. It is being automatically done by the machines. This slide introduces the concept of business intelligence and analytics. So, what is business intelligence? Business intelligence is the infrastructure or the technologies for collecting, storing, analyzing data produced by business. This infrastructure can be the databases, data warehouses, and also data marts. The main purpose of business intelligence is to support better business decision making. It also deals with what happened in the past and how it happened to the present moment. Business analytics deals with why of what happened in the past. It is the process of collecting, sorting, processing, and studying business data and using statistical models and iterative methodologies to transform data into business insights. There are different tools and techniques that are used for analyzing the data. OLAP, which stands for Online Analytical Processing, it is a category of software tools that provides analysis of data stored in a database. Statistics, models, and data mining are also used in business analytics. Data mining is the process of discovering patterns in a large data set. It is the process that is used to extract usable data from a larger set of many raw data. Business intelligence vendors, they create business intelligence and analytics purchased by the firms. Business intelligence and business analytics are products defined by hardware and software vendors. Business intelligence and analytics are the data management solutions to collect data while using statistics and software to analyze raw information to deliver insights to make better future decisions. There are 6 elements in the business intelligence environment, which are the data from business environment, business intelligence infrastructure, business analytics toolset, managerial users and methods, delivery platforms such as MIS, DSS, and ESS, and also the user interface, which use the data visualization tools. Data from various sources need to be integrated and organized to be analyzed and used. An example of business intelligence infrastructure would be the databases that are used to collect, store, and also analyze the data. By using the analytics toolset, the data can be analyzed and produce reports. Managers impose order on the analysis of data using a variety of managerial methods that define strategic business goals and specify how progress will be measured. Without management oversight, business analytics can produce a great deal of information that focus on the wrong matters and divert attention from the real issues. This figure shows the different types of information systems. At the top level, which is at the strategic management, they can use the decision support system, DSS. At the tactical management or the middle level, they can use management information system, which is MIS. And at the operational management, which is at the lower level, they can use transaction processing system, which is TPS. DSS, MIS, and TPS are some of the examples of delivery platform in decision making. Business intelligence and analytics require a strong database foundation, a set of analytic tools, and an involved management team that can ask intelligent questions and analyze data. This figure looks at the different elements in the business intelligence environment. So we are looking into the data infrastructure, toolset, managerial users, platform, and user interface. This is an overview highlighting the kinds of hardware, software, and management capabilities that the major vendors offer and that firms develop over time. The figure presents the foundations, tools, and supports for decision-making systems. The business intelligence environment entails the following aspects: data from business environment, including call centers, web data, mobile devices, social media data, stores, suppliers, governments, and economic data. Business intelligence infrastructure, including databases, data warehouses, data marts, and analytic platforms. Business analytics toolset, including models, data mining, OLAP, reporting and query tools, and big data analytics. For managerial uses and methods, these include business strategy, performance management, balanced scorecard, and forecast. For platforms, these are MIS, DSS, and ESS. For user interface, this includes the reports, dashboards, scorecards, desktop and mobile, web portal, and also social media. Business intelligence and analytics capabilities. This slide looks at the main functionalities of business intelligence systems. The goal is to deliver accurate real-time information to decision makers. There are several main analytic functionalities of business intelligence systems. Predefined reports based on industry-specific requirements can be produced by the BI system. Parameterized reports are reports that can be adjusted to reflect user-defined parameters. For example, users can enter several parameters as in a pivot table to filter data and isolate impacts of parameters. This can be tailored to different marketing and ad campaigns in different locations. Another example of parameterized report can be viewing a report by region and time of the day to see how sales would vary by these parameters. Dashboard and scorecards are examples of visual tools in presenting the performance. Dashboard is made up of multiple report types, for example, the performance monitoring system. Scorecard, on the other hand, it shows the progress over time. Ad hoc query, search, or report creation. This is creating the report based on the queries and also searches. Drill down is the ability to move from a high-level summary to a more detailed view. An example of drill down could be a summary view that might present the total numbers of products by category sold worldwide. Drilling down, views might go to products sold at national, regional, and local levels and down from the product categories to single products and products versions. Forecast scenarios and models are used to perform linear forecasting, what-if scenario analysis, and analyze data using statistical tools. This table shows examples of business intelligence predefined production reports. For example, in the sales area, the reports that could be produced are in the forecast sales, sales team performance, cross-selling, and sales cycle times. In the service or call center, it might produce the reports about the customer satisfaction, service cost, resolution rates, and also churn rates. In the human resources area, the reports could be about the employee productivity, compensation, workforce demographics, and also retention. These production reports are examples of the reports that we would find in the different types of business functional areas. Predictive analytics uses variety of data and techniques to predict future trends and behavior patterns. Predictive analytics software does not so much predict as it does estimate a probability that, based on historical data, a certain event will happen. This works quite well when there are very large data sets, the behavior is repetitive and consistent over time, and there are no changes in the environment. These techniques work well in machines with well-defined parts that can be monitored. They do not work well in dynamic environments such as the stock market, where the exogenous factors in the environment are constantly changing. In short, predictive analytics uses statistical analysis, data mining, historical data, and also assumptions. These data and techniques can be incorporated into numerous BI applications for sales, marketing, finance, fraud detection, and also healthcare. For example, It is possible to predict the responses to any direct marketing campaigns. This is because in predictive analytics, it does the estimate of the probability based on the previous data. Big data analytics is the process of examining large and varied data set to uncover hidden patterns, trends, and customer preferences. In big data, the massive dataset can be collected from social media, online, and in-store customer data. It helps to create real-time and personalized shopping experiences for major online retailers. In smart cities, data are collected through Internet of Things, which are the connected devices. For example, sensors are installed all over the city to generate huge amount of data. This can be used to improve the city. For example, this data can be used in the development of the city or in the city planning. In terms of transport, the traffic patterns can be analyzed, which help to reduce the traffic congestion. Big data analytics can also help in reducing accidents that happen. In terms of security, using big data analytics and predictive analysis, it can be used to predict where crimes are likely to happen. With all this information, the city can be improved in terms of the transport, security, and also infrastructure. Operational intelligence and analytics. Operational intelligence refers to the business activity monitoring. It is the collection and use of data generated by the sensors. This relates to Internet of Things, where it creates a huge streams of data from web activities, sensors, and other monitoring devices. Software for operational intelligence and analytics enable companies to analyze their big data. Operational intelligence is the real-time dynamic business analytics. Business intelligence users. Casual users are consumers of business intelligence output, while intense power users are the producers of reports, new analysis, models, and forecasts. This graphic looks at the different types of users and what they use BI applications for. On the left, power users, who are the users who rely on BI most intensively, are broken into 4 main categories, with each category placed beside the types of reports it uses most. On the right, casual users are also broken into various categories and placed along the types of capabilities used most. For example, senior managers rely most on parameterized reports and dashboards. They use it to monitor the firm activities using virtual interfaces. Managers and staff rely on ad hoc queries, which are the drill-down search and also OLAP. They immerse in data and software, entering queries and slicing the data in different dimensions. This slide looks at the decision support systems used for the semi-structured decisions made by the business analysts and super users identified on the previous slide and outline a variety of analysis methods that are utilized. Decision Support Systems (DSS) are business intelligence systems. They support for semi-structured decisions. The systems use mathematical or analytic models. The systems allow various types of analysis, for example, what-if analysis, sensitivity analysis, backward sensitivity analysis, and multidimensional analysis, or OLAP. For example, pivot tables can be used as data summarization tool. It can be used to summarize, sort, and reorganize the data. The table displays the results of a sensitivity analysis of the effect of changing the sales price of a necktie and the cost per unit on the product's break-even point. It answers the question, what happens to the break-even point if the sales price and the cost to make each unit increase or decrease? The table provides data for number of units that need to be sold in order to break even at various price and the variable cost per unit combinations. This figure shows an example of a pivot table that examines customer regional distribution and advertising source. In this pivot table, we are able to examine where an online training company's customers come from in terms of region and advertising source. It shows the same Microsoft Excel spreadsheet with a pivot table with two dimensions. It shows where customers come from in terms of region and the advertising source. This slide looks at the business intelligence used by senior management. These executive support systems, ESS, utilize some type of methodology to determine which information affects the profitability and success of the firm and how this information can be measured. ESS help the executives to focus on important performance information. One popular methodology is the balanced scorecard method. It measures the outcomes on 4 dimensions: in financial, business process, customer, and learning and growth. Key performance indicator (KPIs) measure each of these dimensions. In the balanced scorecard framework, the firm's strategic objectives are operationalized along 4 dimensions: financial, business process, customer, and learning and growth. Each dimension is measured using several KPIs. This graphic depicts the balanced scorecard methodology that many managers use to measure the performance of their business and to understand how firm strategies are impacting the 4 dimensions of interest. For each of these dimensions, performance is operationalized by identifying key performance indicators for that dimension. At the center of the diagram are the firm's strategy and objectives. The 4 dimensions of the balanced scorecard appear around it. Financial strategy and objectives consider cash flow, return on investment, financial result, return on capital employed, return on equity. Business processes strategy and objectives consider number of activities, process execution time, accident ratios, resource efficiency, and equipment downtime. Learning and growth strategy and objectives consider investment rate, illness rate, internal promotions percentages, employee turnover, and gender ratios. Customer strategy and objectives consider delivery performance, quality performance, customer satisfaction, customer loyalty, and customer retention. Another methodology used by ESS, which is similar to the balanced scorecard method but with a stronger and more explicit emphasis on corporate strategy, is BPM. BPM stands for Business Performance Management. BPM translates the firm strategies, for example, the differentiation, low-cost producer, and scope of operation, into operational targets. The KPIs are developed to measure the progress towards those targets. The data for ESS are the internal data from enterprise applications and external data such as financial market databases. ESS has the drill-down capabilities. To recap, what does it mean by drill-down? Drill-down is the ability to move from a high-level summary to a more detailed view. It is important to note that information systems today allow for real-time management, where information gathered on the factory floor is transmitted and summarized within hours and seconds for executive dashboards. There are various delivery platforms such as Decision Support System (DSS), Management Information System (MIS), and Executive Support System (ESS). DSS is a computer-based information system that supports business or organizational decision-making activities. DSS also include knowledge-based systems. A properly designed DSS is an interactive software-based system intended to help decision-makers compile useful information from a combination of raw data, documents, personal knowledge, or business models to identify and solve problems and make decisions. DSS refers to class of system which supports in the process of decision making and does not always give a decision itself. DSS supply computerized support for the decision-making process, and end users actively work with the data warehouse. End users apply models to represent, understand, and simplify the decision situation. Benefits of DSS. DSS improve personal efficiency, it speeds up the process of decision-making, increases organizational control, encourages exploration and discovery on the part of the decision maker, speeds up problem solving in an organization. It also facilitates interpersonal communication and promotes learning or training. DSS generates new evidence in support of a decision and creates a competitive advantage over competition. It reveals new approaches to thinking about the problem space and helps automate managerial processes. It also creates innovative ideas to speed up the performance. This slide compares the Management Information System, MIS, and Decision Support System, DSS. MIS focuses on structured tasks and routine, while DSS focuses on semi-structured tasks which require managerial judgments. MIS emphasis on data storage, while DSS emphasis on data manipulation. In MIS, data is often accessed indirectly by managers, while in DSS, data is directly by managers. MIS put reliance on computer experts, while DSS put reliance on managers' own judgment. MIS places emphasis on efficiency of decision, while DSS places emphasis on the effectiveness of the decision. MIS provides tactical information to top management to take decisions, while DSS provides strategic information. And finally, MIS are regular and recurring, while the need for DSS can be irregular. Current DSS facilitate a wide variety of decision tasks. These include information gathering and analysis, model building, sensitivity analysis, alternative evaluation, and decision implementations. This is similar to the 4 stages in decision-making that we have seen earlier. The global internet is now enabling technologies for delivering computerized decision support systems. There are many ongoing efforts to develop and implement web-based DSS in various areas, such as in healthcare, private companies, governments, and also education. Web-based decision support system is delivering decision support information or tool to the manager or business analyst. The computer that is hosting DSS application is linked to user's computer via computer networks with TCP/IP. There are 2 approaches that are used to deliver web-based DSS. The first one is data-driven approach, which helps managers to organize, retrieve, and analyze large volume or relevant data using database and OLAP techniques. The second approach is the model-driven approach. It is the formal representations of decision model and provide analytical support using the tools of decisions such as decision analysis, decision simulation, and decision statistics. Web technologies can be classified as server-side computations and client-side computations. Server-side computations facilitate platforms which are independent and universal access to decision support application. Examples of the relevant technologies are Java application, server-side scripting language, PHP, and Java Server Pages. The client-side computations allow more capabilities to be embedded in the user interface. Examples of the relevant technologies are Java applets, ActiveX controls, and browser plugins. Researchers in web-based DSS concentrate on 2 points of view. The first one is in the architecture and technologies, and the second one is in application and implementation. In the research in web-based DSS architecture and technology, the idea is on DSS metadata model for distributing decision support system on the web. It would have the ability to find appropriate resources on the web and determine their situation ability. Metadata helps end users to locate and understand a specific DSS capability on the web. This slide looks at various additional examples of BI applications such as the location analytics and geographic information systems. Location analytics is the ability to gain business insight from the location component of the data. It visualizes the problems requiring knowledge about the geographical distribution of people or other resources. This includes mobile phones, sensors or any scanning devices, and also the map data. Geographic Information System (GIS) ties location-related data to maps. For example, for helping local governments calculate response time to disasters. This looks into the data to the maps. Another example is, for example, in a business, it might have this question on which branch with greatest revenues opportunities or how to find new customers. Each branch would then have their own individualized goals. That's all on this topic about enhancing decision making. We have looked at different types of decisions and the stages in making the decision. We have also looked at different types of information systems and how those systems can support the activities of managers and the management decision making. We have also covered about business intelligence, BI, and business analytics in supporting decision making. I have posted some questions on this topic on your online learning. Try and answer those questions, and we are going to discuss some of those in our next class. That's all. Thank you.